Hi, Mitch the Book Monster here to do a video with a new on a video on uh with a new line of videos I plan to do every so often. Sorry, I just uh got a little tongue tied in my brain and mouth wouldn't line up with what I wanted to say there. So the new addition to the channel that I will do every so often is more or less along the lines of books or series or maybe even authors I feel like I need to read them. And that's what I think this video and subsequent videos like this will probably be titled, I Need to Read Whatever Author, Whatever Book, Whatever Series, things of that nature. The topic of today's video is I need to read The Wheel of Time. Now, on my last channel, channel and reading update video that I just recently did, at this point, a day ago, 2 days ago, maybe, I don't know, time bleeds together, and right now, as of recording this video, it is January 12th, maybe, yeah, January 12th, so maybe I uploaded that video on January 9th or 10th, Thursday or Friday that just passed. So in that channel update and reading update, I said that I either started or would start the Wheel of Time book series by Robert Jordan. And Brandon Sanderson, he finished that off too. But of course, it's primarily written by Robert Jordan. He wrote 11 of the 14 books, 12 if you count the New Spring novella, I think it is. But so Robert Jordan wrote the majority of the series. I believe Eye of the World to what? It's the books are right there off camera on the shelf. I just can't look over and see exactly what the last book with Robert Jordan sold. Uh, primarily, primarily feature name. It might be what? I know not Field of Dreams. That's a movie. Maybe Knife of Dreams, if I'm mistaken. If somebody knows please put it down in the comments. I believe he wrote Eye of the World all the way through Knife of Dreams, something of dreams, I know that. And then Brandon Sanderson had to take over with whatever the last 2 or 3 books are. But of course, they still have Robert Jordan's name first on all books, no matter what. Because he's the sole, I mean, he's the primary author and creator of the series of the world that Wheel of Time takes place. So, all that aside, sorry to be long winded on that, but since I started the Wheel of Time, I thought only fitting that my first I need to read video would focus on the Eye of the World and the Wheel of Time as a whole. Uh, you know, series proper. So, the story for these videos will pretty much mirror, um, pretty much be the same. Now, of course, I don't have anybody with a gun to my head, knife to my throat, telling me, Mitch, read this book, read these books, or else. No ultimatum, nothing like that, of course. But biggest reason is fear of missing out or FOMO, as it's well known, the acronym. So, yeah, I'm just feel like I'm missing out on a popular or well known line series of books that are available, all 14 or out there in the world, just ready for anybody, myself, you, your cousins, whoever, to pick them up and start reading. Um, so, so other than the fear of missing out, on a well-known and obviously well-beloved series of books, is because of this platform right here, YouTube. All you have to do is type in reviews and any and all book related content channels will more than likely pop up with anything um, wheel, with Wheel of Time or Wheel of Time related, especially if you type in fantasy book reviews, anything of that nature. You will more than likely come across The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, Dark Tower, which is Stephen King's fantasy, quote unquote, fantasy series of 7 books. And then you'll come across The Wheel of Time. So, yeah, there's fear of missing out. And then YouTube, like I said, anybody on YouTube, this platform, will more or less beat you over the head of, oh my God, The Wheel of Time is probably the best series, or at the very least, one of the best fantasy series to date out there. I know Mike from Mike's Reviews took more or less 2 years or a year and a half, anywhere from a year and a half to 2 years, read the whole series and made a dedicated book review video of each. Um, I think I don't remember which one, but I think one of the last 2 or 3 books, um, at least one of the later books, I believe it was one of the Brandon Sanderson books. He had so much to unpack. I'm pretty sure he made at least 2 videos for that particular review. I don't remember which one, but I know he made a why I decided to read video of saying why he ultimately decided it's time for me to read The Wheel of Time, which is more or less something I'm doing here. So my hat goes off to Mike from Mike's Book Reviews on sparking an idea for this type of video of my own. Um, Other than that, there's Daniel Green with his videos. He has several videos of him talking about The Wheel of Time. Maybe a dedicated book review of each book, but I know he has several videos that I across that talk about the world and lore of Wheel of Time and Robert Jordan himself and Brandon Sanderson taking over in that process. So, and there's others I've come across over time about the Wheel of Time and many other books and series. Many to name here, but Mike and Daniel Green are 2 of the primary, if not the primary, YouTube creators that I can credit that I need to buckle down and read Robert Jordan's epic fantasy, The Wheel of Time. So, reasons I haven't gotten to it yet. First of all, it took a while before I could, you know, get the books themselves. Because getting 14 books is not an easy task. So that was the first hurdle. Uh, Maybe the biggest hurdle, I don't know about the biggest, but it was up there. It was a pretty good sized hurdle to get over. But I did that. I was fortunate enough to get the whole series on mass market paperback. Um, Maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Probably 4 years ago at this point. At you know, this year on my birthday, which is in May, uh, probably in 2022, 2022, or maybe even 2021. At this point, like I said, I'm bleached together, but I got them as a gift for me. That was the biggest gift I have received, or maybe really the only gift I really received that year. Which is good because it's really the only thing I wanted. My family got together and got all five, I believe, box sets of books to make up the whole 14, 15, however you want to look at it, book series. I believe it's five because it's got 3 books per box set. So, in the last box set has the novella, A New Spring, in that, which is kind of ironic because from what I've heard, A New Spring is technically a prequel to the series proper. So I don't know. That's just what I've heard. So, however, if that's true, you would think it would come or be packaged in with the first set of books and maybe be like the Eye of A New Spring, The Eye of the World, and I believe Great Hunt is book number 2. So you would think New Spring, Eye of the World, Great Hunt would be the first book, but obviously whoever packages these books sees it differently. That New Spring would be the last uh, book packaged with the series, and maybe that's because it was the last book published after the series, um, after the original 14 were already published. I don't know. I am only speculating. Maybe that's what happened. Um, so yeah, uh, the reasons I have not read the books yet um, is, like I said, more or less. If you want to call it peer pressure, I'm not gonna argue with you. And the other reasons, or it's quite a task, a big task. Ask anybody to sit there, read 14 books in one universe, one world, with the same core characters. Now I know there has to be characters that come and go throughout the time of the 14 books. There has to. You can't just focus on 4, 5, 6 characters solely for 14 books. I know that. It would be ridiculous to do that. For anyone, not just Robert Jordan, but for any author. Do that to flesh out your world. You need to have characters come and go to interact with the main characters. So yeah, but uh, so yeah, to sit here and read 14 books is a big undertaking, especially for someone like me. I mentioned in the last channel and update video that I'm a slow reader, probably slower than the average. Like I said in that video, I'm not bashing myself or anyone that's a slow reader. Read at your own pace, at your own will, own time, whatever. Um, but those two reasons right there, a daunting, huge undertaking of 14 books set in the same world with the same core characters. And my reading ability of reading slowly, my comprehension is fine, no problems there. But the slow pace of reading and, um, you know, sitting there reading all those books that aren't short at all. At least the first book is 800 pages. Um, at the very least, probably more than 800 pages. I know good, good and well that the first book has 50 chapters at the very least. Um, so yeah, but hey, I'm going to do it. I'm going to stick with it. Like I said in my reading and channel update video previously, just stick with me. I will update you on the process and progress of reading every so often. I don't read fast, like I said, so it won't be coming on here on channel check-in videos and saying I read a book in the time that I told you last that I, you know, read previously. So I may be able to tell you I read a chapter since I updated you last. But at the very most, I will tell you, or at the very least, rather, I will probably on here and tell you, well, since I told you I read last time, I read 5 pages. Um, I don't know, at times when I do read, I may read a page, I may read 2 pages at a time. So, like I said, just bear with me. I'll bear with it, and we'll get through this together. And let me know your thoughts. Since this video is dedicated to the Wheel of Time, let me know if you've read it, if you've planned to read it. If you've read it, please don't tell me anything other than your thoughts on it overall. I don't want any plot details, nothing of that nature. So yeah, thank you, and I hope you enjoy this video and my other videos I have on the channel. Um, just as a channel note, I noticed just before recording this that I have 26 subscribers now. A couple of days ago, it was still at 25. So I, one other person, must like what they see or is interested enough to subscribe and see what else I'm talking about. So thank you to that person and all of you that have stuck with me. I promise content is coming. Book content as well as video game, movie, and a bit of everything. So Thank you all.